We had a special request came in, and somebody saw something I was doing in one of the little demos, and they asked for kind of a breakdown of what's going on there. And I believe what the question related to is this lick that I play almost every time you see me play one of these demos, and it's coming out of a kind of a G, C, D transition. And once I hit that D, I'm looking for a way to get back down to the G chord. And so you might notice that when I play, I always have my ring finger kind of anchored on that third fret of the B string. And that's because it kind of stays there through those 1, 4, 5 progressions out of a G position. But what's also nice there, having that rooted, is you know, all of these chords can work with that G major scale. So there's the G major scale. But what I like to do is with this finger rooted there, I can get most of the notes out of that G major scale without ever having to move. Now it takes some pinky discipline, but I can play each chord and I get to that. And kind of keep my chord shape while I'm using my index and pinky to rock on the 2nd and 4th fret of the, what is that, the 3rd and 4th string. So, so that's 4th string, and then 2, 4 on the 4th string, and then 3rd string, 2, 4 on the 3rd string, and I catch that rooted ring finger. And so what that does is gives me a lot of notes that I can choose from while I'm still keeping my chord shapes. And notice that ring finger never moves. And so all of this is going back to that transition out of D when I've hit the 5th chord in a 1, 4, 5 progression. When I get there, I can do the same thing. And it helps me roll back out of the D shape into a G. Now another thing that I do out of that D position, notice I've got, I don't know if that's suspended or what you would call that chord. I'm not a theorist, but rather than keeping that middle finger anchored like you normally would for a full D, I like to keep it open with that high E, because what I can do then is out of this D shape go from the 2 on the fretted 2 on the 3rd string, catch the 4 fret on the 3rd string, hit that ring finger that's rooted there almost permanently on the 3rd fret of the B string, and then come up and catch the high E string. So slowly, that sounds like this. And what I can do with that is roll up, if I can do it right, roll up through, and then come back down. Or I can skip the rooted 3rd fret of the B string and hit the 2, 4 on the 3rd string, and skip over and catch the E, the high E, and then I back to the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and then come up and hit the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So slowing it down, that's, and I really like that sound because you hear that E ringing out through that little passage, and then bringing it back all the way back down. It's a nice way to get out of your 5th chord if you're using that D shape. Again, notice I never really move that because it's kind of my root, it's my anchor, it's how my other fingers know where to go because they're all in proportion in relation to this ring finger. Anyway, so nice and slow. So hopefully that gets to the question that was posed to me about what I'm doing when I'm coming out of my D shape back to a G.